Welcome to That Britain Movie Reviewer, your go-to destination for honest, thought-provoking, and entertaining movie reviews from a British perspective. In this video, we'll discuss the accuracy of Hitman, what's real and what's not. Is Hitman based on a true story? Yes, the Netflix movie is inspired by the real-life story of Gary Johnson, a college professor who worked as a fake hitman for the New Orleans Police Department. According to director Richard Linklater, the story influenced the film a lot. However, as I will highlight below, the movie takes significant creative liberties with Johnson's story. The real-life events took place in and around Houston in the late 1990s, whereas the movie is set in the present day. Gary Johnson was indeed a college professor, teaching night classes on human sexuality and general psychology. However, he only taught 2 nights a week, and his main job was as a staff investigator for the Harris County District Attorney's Office. He worked 24/7 as a hitman for police departments in the Houston area, duplicating or enhancing video and audio tapes for prosecutors to use in trials. As a fake assassin, Gary Johnson used his impressive acting skills to take on various identities to court potential clients. According to Skip Hollandsworth's 2001 Texas Monthly article, which inspired the film, Johnson was considered one of the greatest actors in law enforcement circles, earning him the nickname the Laurence Olivier of the field. It's worth noting that while Adria Arjona plays a woman involved with Gary Johnson in the movie, this aspect of his story has been significantly exaggerated. Former Harris County prosecutor Michael Hinton described Gary Johnson as the perfect chameleon who could adapt to any situation, echoing the portrayal of Johnson in the movie. Hinton noted that Johnson remained calm and composed, always saying the right things to convincingly portray himself as a hitman to both high society individuals and ordinary people. According to Gary Johnson himself, he was hired by over 60 Houston area residents in the 10 years leading up to Skip Hollandsworth's 2001 article, resulting in 60 arrests. Is Adria Arjona's character, Maddie Masters, based on a real person? Yes, but only loosely. In the Netflix movie Hitman, Maddie is portrayed as a woman trapped in an abusive and controlling marriage who seeks to hire Gary, Glenn Powell, to kill her husband. However, Gary convinces her to abandon her plan, and instead use the money to start anew. In contrast, the real-life story of Gary Johnson, as told by Skip Hollandsworth in his article, revolves around a woman who wanted to hire Gary to kill her abusive boyfriend. However, in reality, Gary's approach was vastly different from the one depicted in the movie. Rather than trying to take advantage of her situation or get her arrested, Gary conducted research and discovered that she was indeed being regularly abused and was too afraid to leave her boyfriend. He instead chose to refer her to social services and a therapist, with the goal of helping her seek help and escape the abusive relationship. According to Gary himself, this was the only time he turned soft and didn't follow his usual protocol. Did Gary and Maddie develop a romance in real life? No. In the movie, Gary Johnson, Glenn Powell, and potential client Maddie Masters, Adria Arjona, develop a romantic connection, despite the fact that Gary is hiding his true identity as a fake hitman working with the police to catch individuals attempting to hire him for murder. This fictional romance is a departure from the real-life events. In reality, when Gary met the woman who inspired Maddie's character, he did not pursue a romantic relationship with her. Instead, he helped her by referring her to social services and allowing her to seek help, bringing their interaction to a close. Did Gary Johnson, the real-life inspiration for the movie, ever get married? According to Skip Hollandsworth's Texas Monthly article, Gary Johnson, the fake contract killer, had been married and divorced 3 times. His second wife described him as quiet and a loner, and he lived alone with his 2 cats, Id and Ego. While women were reportedly drawn to him, the movie portrays him as being younger and more attractive than he was in real life. His ability to blend in and appear normal was a key factor in his success as a fake hitman. How accurate is the Netflix movie Hitman? Director Richard Linklater has acknowledged that the film takes significant creative liberties with Gary Johnson's true story. In an interview with comicbook.com, Linklater stated that he thinks Gary would be amused by how far the movie strays from his real life. The film explicitly notes at the beginning that it is based on a somewhat true story, leaving audiences aware that it is not entirely factual. Did director Richard Linklater meet Gary Johnson? Yes, Linklater got to know Gary Johnson personally, and drew inspiration from his life and perspective. Johnson passed away in 2022, the same year the film was made. Before the end credits, a message honors his memory and dedication to the film.